Welcome back, everybody. If you're new, my name's Nicholas, and this is Investing Against the Grain. Well, unless you've been living under a rock today, you know exactly what happened. Let's take a look at this. Tesla will ask shareholders to vote at this year's annual meeting to authorize additional shares in order to enable a stock split. That's right, the stock split seems to finally be happening. And unless something kind of crazy or out of left field happens, I do not imagine shareholders not voting on this. What's even more notable is the following. Take a look at this. Tesla wants to split its stock so it can pay a stock dividend, shares gain. This is from CNBC. So what is a stock dividend? Okay, so I actually had the same question. It's not something that I've seen before personally or experienced at least. Obviously Twitter is absolutely amazing. People respond, people of all kinds of backgrounds. That's why Twitter is honestly so amazing. The Tesla community is amazing. But take a look at this. Somebody asked, could you explain the dividend part to me, please? Like I'm 5, right? I thought that was pretty funny. And again, this is just a testament again to the Tesla community. People could have just gone ahead and made fun of this individual, but this individual was humble enough to say, hey, I don't know something. And the response was a very clear explanation. So let's walk through this. So if Tesla is at 2,000 a share, okay, it's not right now, right? We're sitting about anywhere from 1,070 to 1,096, I think was the high so far today as of this recording. But let's say Tesla was at 2,000 a share. All right. And then Tesla went ahead and did a 5-for-1 stock split, right? Which is similar to what they did last time. So let's say they did a 5-for-1 stock split at a $2,000 share price. That means 5-for-1 means that each share would end up being $400 a share, right? So $400 a share, but you would receive a dividend of an additional 4 shares of $400. So now you have your 5 shares worth 400, which equals 2,000. Hopefully that makes sense. So essentially, it's a dividend where you get more shares. So instead of a normal dividend where the company gives you dollars or just actual monetary value in that, Tesla's going to give you a value from a stock perspective. So this is a pretty big deal, in my opinion. This is very bullish. And, a lot of people always say the same thing. Okay, stock splits do not increase the value of the stock. Okay, you're not wrong on paper. However, on paper, many things can be true that do not become true in reality. And I think Gary Black said it best. So read this. For naysayers who will come out today and say stock splits add no value, which you'll see an abundance of that, stock splits convey management confidence about the future. Splits are announced by companies with strong fundamentals that are likely to continue. Splits make it easier for retail investors to own shares. So let's start off with that last one. It makes it easier for people to own shares. Essentially what's happening is you're increasing the total addressable market for investors to get into Tesla. So let's say Tesla is trading at $1,000 a share. Well, a lot of people don't want to buy a stock that's at $1,000 a share. Maybe they can only afford 1. Maybe they can only afford 15. Maybe they can only afford 100, right? And a lot of people don't want to just limp into a position. Instead, by splitting the stock, and let's say you make it worth $200 a share or $100 a share or $50 a share, you increase the ability for more people to buy those stocks. Now, I know a lot of people say, oh, well, you can own fractional shares or whatever. Look, people don't want to own fractional shares. It's just the truth. Again, the same way a stock split shouldn't increase the value is the same way that owning a fractional share, you shouldn't care about it because it's still the same amount of the company you can own. It's a lot of it's psychology in our minds. We want to own actual whole shares. We don't want to own a quarter or a half, right? It's not what we want to do. We want to own the entire share. And so what this does is allows a new market segment of people to go ahead and buy the stock. So that's very bullish for the stock itself. Think about it this way. Tesla right now sells vehicles for it's actually 52,000 ASP, average selling price. All right. Right now they have more demand than they know what to do with. Let's say Tesla started to lose demand, right? And, they got all caught up, right? Austin, Berlin, another factory comes up, and all of a sudden Tesla can catch up to all of the demand they have. Well, how does Tesla increase their demand? Well, all they would have to do is drop the price of the cars or bring up a new vehicle that's at a lower price point, and boom, now they just reach a new target audience, a new total addressable market. So it's not the best analogy, but it's the best one I can think of that is Tesla to Tesla related. So the idea is this will give you ability to buy it at a lower cost perspective so that more people can get into it. So I think that's very bullish. So working our way up. So then Gary says splits are announced by companies with strong fundamentals that are likely to continue. In other words, there's no reason Tesla would do this unless they were in a good position financially, with demand, with their supply chain, right? They feel very confident where the company is at. And so that is why they're initiating this. There's no other reason to do this unless you think things are solid. So the fact that Tesla is doing this, it's a trigger. It's a hey, open up your eyes that management sees what we can't see, right? Management knows what's going on behind the scenes. Management knows everything day to day. So this is essentially Zach and Elon and them saying, yup, things are really good with our company right now, and we see it being very good for the foreseeable future. We want to split the stock, right? So that's very bullish. And then finally, stock splits convey management confidence about the future. Again, this is no different than when you see CEO or other management buying stock in their company. It's a trigger sign. It's a signal warning. It's the smoke before the fire saying, hey, this is getting hot. This is a really good sign. And so when management buys their stock or when management wants to do a stock split, this is a big signal for bullish things to come. So I think this is excellent. I think Gary laid this out very, very well here. I know this morning when I saw this, I turned to my fiance and I couldn't believe it. A quick anecdote, as you all know, every morning I wake up, I have my cup of coffee, I watch CNBC just to see what's going on before we go to the gym. Well, I was sitting there, I was having my cup of coffee, I see TSLA rolling by on the tape, and it was, down $2. All right, so take a couple of sips, sitting there looking if there's any news or anything on my phone. And all of a sudden, I look up and the tape rolls by again. It's up $27. I was like, what's going on? I scratch my head. I look at my phone. I was like, oh, yeah, it happened. Well, whatever. This is Tesla. This happens. And then all of a sudden, boom, on CNBC, they announce, oh, Tesla is splitting their stock. I was like, whoa, hold on. What just happened? And again, I turned to my fiance and I was just like in disbelief about what was happening. Oh, and by the way, a lot of you keep asking to see my fiance, to meet my fiance. I'm never going to pressure her to come on and for you guys to meet her. Whenever she's ready, she'll come on, right? It's, you have to understand, like, being in front and putting yourself out here puts yourself in the, for other people to judge you and scrutinize you. So I don't ever want to force anybody to be on it, but we did release a short of our Costa Rica trip. So you can check that out here. If you want to see, she's in it, I'm in it. She essentially did this amazing little montage of all these like little clips of our entire trip in Costa Rica. Absolutely beautiful. The trip was beautiful. The country is beautiful. The people are beautiful. Of course, my fiance is beautiful. Hopefully that got me some brownie points. We'll find out at the end of this recording. All right. So I want to transition real quick because that's all great news and all that, but there's also some fear right now within the Tesla community about Andrej Karpathy, the head of Tesla AI. So look at this. Somebody recently, FSD 10.11.1 was released, and it was also released in Canada, which, hey, you know what? Congratulations to all the Canadians out there who've been waiting patiently. This is excellent news. But one of the FSD beta users in Canada said, why is downtown Toronto geofence off for FSD beta? It's the best training ground. That he links Elon and Andrej Karpathy. And as you all know, Andrej is, the head of AI at Tesla. So Elon responds, Toronto streetcars are not yet handled well by FSD. By the way, Karpathy is on a 4-month sabbatical. All right. And so Elon put this, all of a sudden everybody starts tweeting, oh, what does this mean? Oh, Andrej's quitting, or there's tension, or something's gonna happen. Oh, the same thing's happened before, and so what are we gonna do without Andrej if we're so close to FSD and Andrej's not there? Are we really even close at all? Whoa, everybody, take a step back, take a deep breath, and let's be a little rational here. I'm not predicting, or I'm not saying that I know everything that's happening internally, but I think we have to take these things with a grain of salt. First and foremost, Andrej is not the one who's actually leading FSD, okay? That's a shock, okay? So he's the one who's actually the director of FSD. So he's still there, he's still working, so all's good. Andrej's the head of AI at Tesla. And so I think, I think it's fine for him to go and take a break. Look at his response. So he says, taking some time off to rest and travel after almost 5 years at Tesla. All right, look, after 5 years, look, you've been going at it nonstop, relentlessly, long nights, long weekends. We know what it means to work at Tesla. And this guy just wants a little R&R after 5 straight years. And then he goes on to say, especially excited to get focused time to resharpen my technical edge and train some neural nets. In other words, when you're so focused on one thing and you're so in the zone with one thing, you tend to lose some of the other things that made you special to begin with, right? What else is going out there? Can I step away from work to get in touch with all the latest things out there? All the little companies are doing amazing things. All the little blogs and nuggets of good information that people are saying. Me testing different things out on my own, right? Just tinkering around, just kind of geeking out within my own home lab, right? That's what he's saying here, and I think that's very good. He needs this. Anyway, so he says, especially excited to get focused time to resharpen my technical edge and train some neural nets. Though I already miss all the robots and GPU/Dojo clusters and looking forward to having them at my fingertips again with a heart. All right, so again, he's saying he's going on his journey. He's doing this 4-month sabbatical where he's traveling across Europe. He's eventually going to go to the Far East and then make his way back to California. But already he's barely been gone and he's already excited and already misses having a Tesla's GPU cluster, Tesla's Dojo, and he can't wait to get back to it. So guys, take a step back. Take it with a grain of salt. Let the guy have some R&R. Let him, enjoy, his vacation. No, but you wouldn't want anyone bothering you on your PTO. Same thing, right? We shouldn't just run to or immediately go to the thought of, oh no, there's tension. Oh, he's leaving the company. Just because the guy wants a little break, just because the guy wants to de-stress a little bit, release some anxiety, get back out there, do a little traveling, right? That's good for the soul. That's good for the heart. I'll tell you what I would be very concerned about. I'd be very concerned if Elon said no. If Elon said, no, you can't go. If Elon said, if you go, we're going to have to put someone else in your place. Instead, it seems Elon is very supportive of this. And not to mention, Elon specifically said that Karpathy is on vacation or he's taking a sabbatical. And I think he said that so that people don't continually at him on Twitter and like, hey, give it a little break. Let the guy just relax. Don't blow up his Twitter. Don't blow up his DMs. Let the guy let him do what he wants to do. Let him go on his own journey for 4 months. And look, frankly, I think Omar is the one that tweeted this. Someone tweeted this, and it was a good point, right? FSD isn't in Europe yet. And I think with Andre traveling across Europe to the Far East, I think this is going to be good for him. I think he's going to see a lot of edge cases. He's going to see a lot of different things and get a better understanding of how things need to work differently in Europe or in Asia, right? I mean, there are some countries where roundabouts go the other way. In some countries, we drive on the opposite side of the road. There's all these different languages that you have to deal with as well with FSD. So there's a lot of things here. And I think Andre is going to be thinking about all of this as he goes on his travels and as he goes through his journey from California to Europe to the Far East and back to California. So I think this is very bullish. I think this is great. I think it's great that he's going to have time to go recharge his batteries so that when he gets back, he is ready to go to work. All right. I think that's going to be very healthy. And hopefully he comes back with new and better ideas that maybe we haven't thought about. It's amazing what the mind can do when it has a chance to take a step back and think. Right. It's honestly, I think, one of the biggest losses that we might have in today's society. And, even people who are younger than me, I'm not that old, but I'm also not that young. But the thought that nobody ever just sits there and thinks anymore. Right? The second we have downtime or anything, we immediately go on our phones. But the truth is, our best ideas, our imagination's only able to work when we sit there almost, I don't want to say bored because I think that's the wrong word, but when we have time to sit there, put our things down, just think. Let our mind wander and see where it goes. I think that's where the best ideas come about. All right, so exciting day. We've got a stock split on the horizon. We also have delivery numbers that are going to be coming out here soon in a few days, hopefully by the end of the week. We have Austin coming up. We have the earnings call coming up. it is just such a great time to be a Tesla investor. And today was just, a gift on top of everything else. So again, if you guys want to see that clip of my fiance and I going through Costa Rica, you can find it here. Do me a favor, if you enjoy this content, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that bell. Hitting the like button definitely helps the channel grow, so I really do appreciate it. And with that said, I'll catch you guys on Wednesday. Peace.